Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And we're live. And we're drinking bourbon.
There you go, he said it. All right, so checking a couple of things here. I did see we have some folks in the chat already.
Hello. Tons of people.
We have got, let's see, Steve Joes is in the house. Sugar Kitty. What's happening? Let's see, Shredward's here. What's up, Shredward? Bourbon Rendezvous. The Gregors is here. Good Lord. Some mods get him out of the chat. Peter White's here. Chris Jenkins. Cheers, brother. What's going on?
Jeff.
Castle.
Castle?
Is it just Castle?
Cass.
Or do you think it's pronounced Castle? I don't know, but welcome, Jeff. That seems like a new name. Chris Tats, all the way.
He's probably had that name a while, I think.
You know what? You're probably right about that.
Should I ask?
So Chris Tats is here from Australia. Yeah, you should probably ask Jeff the question we ask all of our new...
Yeah, Jeff, we need to know, and we're serious about this. Are you from Sacramento?
One of these days, someone is going to be from Sacramento and then prove it.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to give them a prize or something. So I am checking something on my phone real quick here because for the first time, we're actually streaming to Facebook as well.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, so I don't even know how that works. It looks like there's somebody on Facebook watching.
I was, but
so,
I thought
that was probably you.
Yeah,
so yeah, I don't know if anyone's
boring,
going
and I just couldn't handle it.
Tune in to Facebook.
Castle. No, Illinois.
Okay.
Oh, sorry to hear about that.
So here's what we've got going on tonight. We have some Lucky 7 samples that were sent in by non-bike riding Dave Vogelsang. Now, he sent us a whole ton of Lucky 7, like 8 samples or something like that.
Yeah, crazy. Like, he must really hate it because...
And they're 2-ounce samples, too. He sent us in samples, basically the equivalent of a 750 mil...
Of nice bourbon, like really good bourbon.
Yep, exactly. So we're going to get to some of those.
None of that Garrison Brothers for those of you playing in Texas.
Yeah. Mikey Likey Whiskey is in the house. What's happening? Let's see. Good morning, good day from down under. I cannot stay as I'm working on my brother's funeral. Oh, good Lord, Chris, I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. Well, we'll pour out a cheers to you tonight, brother. That's very sad. I'm sorry for your loss. We've got Troy from Baker Drinks is in the house. OG Brick is in the house. All right, all of our friends are showing up. I like it.
That's right, yeah.
So, yeah, like I was saying, we've got a bunch of samples here. So Lucky 7, we tried the Holiday Toast on a live stream one night. But that's the only one we've ever had. It's new to Minnesota.
So I don't know a ton about the distillery. I assumed, just because the name, I misclassified it as a Texas whiskey. It's not. And
no,
so
I don't even know if it's...
But then now it's available in Minnesota, and then we tried one. It turns out it's really good, or at least the one we tried.
Yeah, the Holiday Toast was plenty nice.
Yeah.
The thing is that they're a little bit more of a premium brand in the sense that they carry a premium price point.
Sure, and there's a little bit of competition in that.
They tend to run between like that $70 to over $100.
Yeah.
So what we have here, I took 4 of the samples, and I took 4 of the lowest proof ones just because, you know, it's a school night. We're live. We don't want this going off the rails any more than it normally does. So here I've got Lucky 7, the Jokester, age 6 years, 95 proof. And if you want to start pouring, I still got my control bourbon here.
Yeah, I'm still drinking the practice bourbon.
We also have
training bourbon. What do you guys think?
Sure.
Practice bourbon or training bourbon for to get you
to get the palate clear,
warmed up or cooled down or loosened up or whatever it's called.
We've got Lucky 7, the Workhorse. This is 97 proof. The Hold Up, age 9 years, 100 proof.
Now that's some good specs.
Well, check this one out. The Hold Up, age 14 years, 100 proof.
Wow. That's
And,
even
and
gooder
these are the
specs.
ones that are, like I said, they're kind of that 100 proof and lower. But he did send a couple other ones that seemed like they may be a little more on the premium side. And you know what? They're over there. We'll get to those on whenever we get to them. But yeah, so I'm excited to get into these. I don't, it's almost like we should have done some research, but I don't know. Is this like an MGP or something? Sugar Kitty, probably tell us.
Oh, that's kind of the thing on our channels. We don't want to go into this with a ton of knowledge and then prejudice that,
That's
either
true,
to
it
the
is.
positive or the negative. So we are going into it blind, kind of on purpose.
That's a really good excuse for us not knowing what the hell we're talking about every time we do it. So we just didn't want to,
yeah, exactly.
lead ourselves in any particular direction. Laura says, I've never heard training bourbon, but now I might use that. Feel free.
There's something else that pops. Well, I'm not going to finish that sentence.
It's a bourbon note copyright for all of our friends. Oh, so anyway, I signed up for the new
StreamYard.
StreamYard Essentials that they
I
put out
tell
on
you what,
Black
why don't you
Friday.
start the sentences and I'll finish them?
It's perfect, yeah. Yeah, it's like we finish each other's
Sandwiches.
sentences. That was good, actually. I commend you on that one. Cooler Running is here. Cheers, Cooler Running. So anyway, I want to show you guys this. So with this new thing, because like the basic plan for StreamYard, the pay plan is like $20. It's
Yeah.
like, man, $20 is a little steep.
It is
for
a little
what-
steep, yeah. You could be buying bourbon with that money.
Yeah, but then on Black Friday they offered this Essentials plan for $10 a month. So I was like, all right, I'll bite.
Okay.
But I'm still getting to know it. So I made one of the things, obviously you can see our logo up there. It still does have the StreamYard. I thought that got buried a little bit more than it does, but oh well.
Yeah, it's
still see our logo up there. But you can also do overlays where you can put like images on the screen.
Like overlays?
Yeah, you can overlay it. Like, for example, here's a StreamYard overlay where they've got those on there and you can put whatever.
Well, that's annoying. Yeah.
So I made a Lucky 7 overlay for the stream, but
Are you going to show it to us?
I didn't really get the format right on it because I don't think that's going to work.
No, I think it works. I think people enjoy it.
I just, I need that to be a little bit smaller.
That's what she said.
So, yeah, I'm still new to this whole overlays things. I was planning on having a cool graphic with the Lucky 7.
Yep.
And
You almost landed it.
yeah, that did not happen. So, but we could probably figure out a way to have fun with just putting huge pictures of other stuff.
That's what she said.
I don't know, I feel like there was something
Yeah.
there. All right, Bourbon School, what's going on, Brian? Hey, Brian, I just watched you guys'
Eggnog?
eggnog video. Yeah, they were joking about how they weren't going to bother nosing the eggnog, and then I thought to our video of it, they're like, wait until you see ours, you're going to have to go back and nose that eggnog for sure.
That's what she
sounded
said.
dirty, I don't know. So, all right, you're all poured up here, so I got to did you
Yep.
keep these in the same order?
Yep.
Okay. So we're drinking the same thing at the same time. You were able to do most of it just before I thought. How is the upgrade different? Oh, for the OG, are you talking about the Essentials versus the Basic? Which I don't even know if they still offer the Essentials. That might have been only a Black Friday thing.
Who knows?
Basically, it's most of what you get with the Basic plan, but you see how it still says StreamYard next to the logo?
You're allowed to put your own branding on it.
Yep.
And so if we were to have another channel come in, and we're not doing that today, but like behind, I think you can.
Here, I'll take us off.
They can hear us.
So anyway, that's the background now. If we have other channels on, then that'll fill the background
Instead
in
of
a
just
little
saying
bit.
StreamYard or whatever is there.
It's just a stupid blue background. So, I hope Dave pops in here tonight because all these samples are courteous of him. You see Brian's throwing some links up there. Thank you, Brian. That's awesome. So yeah, the OG, it's not too much different than the basic plan, which is double the price. So I was like, well, yeah, I'll do that. I want to be able to put our our logo up there and then have a background. Oh, the other thing is we can stream to multiple places.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we're streaming to Facebook right now as well. And so that's, I don't know if you can tell if anybody's watching it or not.
Yeah, I don't even know how it works.
But yeah, so it's live on Facebook as well. There's one person watching it, and I think that's still you.
No, I think I
your
killed
phone.
it.
Okay.
Unless bad things could happen.
Okay.
We didn't advertise that we were going on Facebook, and we don't have that many followers over there.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, I've been meaning to talk to you because they've got the Bourbon School community on Facebook.
Really?
They interact with a lot of people. I don't know what the difference between like having a page, like you can have a page that people follow or a page that you're friends
Versus the
with.
community?
I have no. Facebook is just like.
A black box.
Yeah. What didn't buy? I came late.
That's what she said.
I don't know. Are you talking about the? Are you talking about the StreamYard thing? Anyway, let's get into whiskey here.
Let's talk about some whiskeys.
Okay, so Lucky 7. Nobody has put in the chat yet who makes this. If it's their own, I doubt it's their own since they're putting some pretty old juice out here.
Yeah, you said like 14 year?
Yeah, and there's a couple of those other samples that are 14 year and like cask strength. So this, I'm assuming these are kind of more of their standard, 6 years, 95 proof.
That would be
versus their.
And we think these are all bourbons, right?
Yes, I believe they are.
Okay.
Oh, Peter White says it's Barton.
Barton, 1792 distillery.
Yeah. Oh, so Brian, yeah, he's talking about the StreamYard thing. I'm a terrible friend because I actually meant to email that or to put it in our group chat that we have, our group text messaging chat, and I totally forgot to. I was going to be like, hey, everybody, StreamYard's doing this thing. And lo and behold, I have screwed Bourbon School over. But you should have gotten the email, so. All right, let's get into it.
All right, 95 proof 6 year. I have high expectations.
Smells like Barton.
You can't. See?
No, but that does smell really good, actually. I think Barton is hit or miss with what they put out for sourcing. I think it can be hit or miss.
I do agree that not everything they do is amazing.
But the stuff that they do well, they do really well, I think.
The foolproof one is amazing.
Yeah.
Price versus quality is just off the charts.
Being booed by Brian. Bourbon drop. Myron's here. What's up, Myron?
Cheers, all.
All right, cheers. Let's get into this first one here.
Brown sugar, butter,
Totally with you on that.
a touch of cinnamon. Basically, it's French toast in glass. That's nice. It's got a hint of
I don't know that I'm getting
spice.
cinnamon quite as much.
It's subtle. There's a tiny bit of wood spice. There is a water note, and if you watch,
I was just going to say, it's a little.
if you watch the water note, it's not a great channel. I mean,
I think it's a fantastic channel. I'm all about learning about water. Whiskey Juice. Cheers, fellas. Well, cheers to you, Whiskey Juice. All right. There's always next year's Black Friday special. Thank you, Ron. Always looking on the bright side, with Ron. I like that. So at 95 proof, I feel like this drink's a little lower than 95 proof.
yep.
In my opinion.
Or the water's aggressive.
Yeah. We just picked up a 1792 foolproof storm pick today. Hope it's delicious. I
Those
guarantee you it
tend
will
to
be.
Really good, and they're pretty available around here in Minnesota. So that's one of our, for $42, always a buy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say the only thing that's working against this is the proof is great. I mean, 95 is a good proof point, but this drink's less than that.
It does, and it seems to have good flavors. And so if they were to bump the proof a tiny bit, I think it could be pretty amazing. But nothing off-putting or anything like that.
It's odd to me though that it's drinking below its, like they put it at getting to be a lower proof at 95, but it drinks actually even below that. So the price on this, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
but,
we have no idea. Like it could not handle being at 80 proof.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, no.
And there are other 90 proofers out there for $25, or even 100 proofers for $25.
Yeah.
That
So if this is not in that second to bottom shelf price
I
range,
don't think
then-
it's gonna be. I think most of their stuff is fairly.
Yeah.
Joe's is in the house. Steve. Hold on, look at this. I forgot to tell you about this. Got a box of samples from Steve Joe's. Open that up today. So thank you very, very much, Steve. We're looking forward to getting into those. Got some cool stuff over there.
I don't even know what's in there. That's awesome. Thank
Well,
you
he
so
sent
much.
the picture, remember?
Oh, that's those bottles. Okay,
Yep.
Gotcha.
Tater Dom is here. What's going on, Tater Dom? Good to see you. Let's see. If anyone's around St. Paul, Minnesota, on Saturday, there's a charity event benefiting Alzheimer's at Minnesota Whiskey Society, 2 to 7. Silent auctions, bourbon, and brisket. Oh, I didn't know about that. Hell yeah, I'll put that up on the screen and leave that for a while.
Yeah. Look into
Hopefully,
that.
yeah, that sounds awesome.
I think I follow Minnesota Whiskey Society
I think I do too.
on Facebook, but I don't see their posts very often, so I need to look into them.
All right.
All right, so here's the cool thing. We don't know maybe the age, but they bump the proof up to 97. Let's see if that's going to make it work. It's called the Workhorse.
I'm getting nothing. I'm getting, so here's what I'm getting. Cinnamon roll, like the glazed cinnamon roll, but it's extremely light. That's weird.
Minnesota Whiskey Library.
Library, okay.
Library. I don't know that.
Mikey Likey Whiskey, I assume your name is Mike. Have we established that you're in Minnesota? I don't think I knew that. Or have we talked about that?
I don't think I knew that either.
It was like when there's some Minnesota folks in the chat.
Getting a little bit of like a pastry with a fruit on it. Like a buttery pastry with some
I'm getting the buttery pastry with like the cinnamon on the border. Okay. He's on one of the, how many borders are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, there's at least 4. Maybe he's a swamp person and lives in the lake, you think?
Could be. Yeah. All right, let's get into this one, see what happens. Cheers. Wisconsin side, okay.
That's way different.
This whiskey juice, I agree with you. He says the Workhorse is a crushable for me. Drink it by the water glass. I feel like I could too.
Like,
These two are very, very muted. I'm shocked that these are above 90 proof.
so I think they're so different. Like, I really like the Workhorse. The Workhorse, it has a lot of great flavors. Proof is fine. It does maybe drink below the 97, but I like the flavors in the Workhorse a lot. And there's nothing like wrong with whatever this is called, the Jokester, but it just was a little proof down.
I think these are slightly different. And I agree with you. I like the flavor notes that are there. But, wait, I got to tell you, those two are very, very flat. They're extremely, I don't know, because I'm thinking, I'm going to hop on my phone and look up a price on these real quick. So excuse my being on my phone for a second here, but I've got to know.
They're all on their phone anyway.
It's true, yeah. I've got to know now what these cost in
Lucky
Minnesota.
7, the Jokester. I'm definitely, after going back to them side by side, I think the Workhorse is a better, more rounded flavors, like a more satisfying sweetness and kind of a toffee note.
I think I would probably.
Workhorse $51.99, at least wherever the juice lives.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think either one of these command even close to a $52 price point. That's a sub $30 pour bourbon for the bottle.
Workhorse, I don't know. Whatever the Jokester is, I think I'd probably pass on that. Not that we're sad to have the sample and get an opportunity to try it, but
Mr. Great Shot's here. What's up, Mr. Great Shot?
Mr. Great.
I got a little bit more off of this on that sip. But I really just... Is this one of those brands that's trying to... I mean, I know they have some premium stuff, and we're going to get into some 100 proof stuff and some older age stuff, but is this one of those ones kind of like how, maybe Garrison Brothers does it, where it seems like they put their products out at a high price point to lure you into that premium bourbon?
Look, we're good. We charge high prices.
Yeah.
Instead of having people say, no, they're good.
All right, let's get into this,
Or as
the holdup.
As Ron would say, all hat, no cattle.
Does Ron say that? Is that Texas thing?
Yeah, I think he says that. I think it's a law in Texas.
The Workhorse. Okay, so there's no way I'm paying $52 for a bottle of that.
Really?
No.
That works for me.
Really?
I don't know if I would spend that much money on it. I have to think about it, but I do like it. At this point, I don't hate it.
Myron agrees with me.
Really?
So now we've got a 90 proof or a 100 proof 9-year age state. So a direct competition to Knob Creek.
Knob Creek regular.
Yeah.
No, 12-year. Well,
No, the regular 9-year.
Regular 9-year. Okay. Which I like.
Yeah, it's got a great nose on
It
it.
does look dark in the glass. I think those were a good 9 years.
Green River.
Yeah, people are talking about Green River. That's another one I'm really interested in. If
Yeah, we
I were
just
to
don't
see
get
it.
around here.
Yeah, if I were to ever see it.
Oh, that's got a really nice nose to it.
Speaking of weeders, like getting like bread notes on this. Jokester 65. That's got to be a joke.
Workhorse for me, 55 Jokester, 65 Frenchman, 8 Holiday Toast, 99. Wow. The Jokester is more expensive than the Workhorse?
Wow,
That's insane for $65 for that. Is insane.
I would agree. Workhorse at 50-ish is pushing it, I think. Definitely some really good stiff competition at the $50 point.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's got really nice vanilla on that.
Vanilla really works well.
Yeah.
The butter and vanilla kind of smoothness. It doesn't have an aggressive wood kick for the 100 proof or the
And the
the
9
alcohol.
years, yeah.
The 9 years is a surprise. I'm not getting it's not youthful, but it's not super well aged.
Yeah. Oh, Whiskey Juice says they have it in Wisconsin, so we can drive over to Hudson.
Oh wow.
This actually reminds me of Knob Creek, and maybe it's just because we were just talking about it.
I like the flavors though. It works well together. The sweetness and the little bits of spice and interesting kick work well together. This is good. It's probably going to be overpriced. Like I think there's other competition in the $50 range.
Does anybody know what the Hold Up 9-year costs? I know on their website they have like a little synopsis of all of these. Mm-hmm. So, let's see. Troy says, we don't see any of them unless Dave Vogel samples sends them to us. That's non-bike riding Dave Vogel samples. We're just going to keep butchering Dave's name and just keep adding to it.
So, not to kick Dave when he's down and he's not here to defend himself, but wasn't he also the guy that sent us 2 of the same sample and sent somebody else 2 of?
No.
That
No.
was
We
Steve.
actually, no. That was Mark Gale. So Dave got the other 2 samples.
That's right.
So we were supposed to get an A and a B, and then Dave was supposed to get an A and a B.
These are awfully similar.
Yeah, we got the same 2. That was hilarious. You'll notice on the crawl down here, I did capitalize non-bike and riding Dave Vogel saying, and I did that on purpose because that's just part of his name.
Huh.
So, so there's that. The Hold Up 9-year is $100 on Lucky 7 website. Okay,
Well, on the website, that price could be like ridiculous.
that's on their website.
Well, yeah,
though, so
sometimes-
that's their suggested retail.
Well, yeah, but sometimes they sell them at 60. Like they put ridiculous prices on the website. That's not very reliable.
I tell you what, that's good, but that's not $100 good.
Yeah, there's some serious competition.
Man, that's got such a nice sweetness to it, though. It really does. It's got a great vanilla, and this one's got kind of a pastry vibe too. Mm-hmm. I see Hold Up 12 for 110, not the 9-year. That's from Sugar Kitty. Yeah, that's a lot. It's really good, but $100 is a little ridiculous. I just put the camera out of focus a little bit there. Oh, look at that! I can do that. I'm magic. Watch this.
It's called focus breathing.
Well, now it didn't work when I said I was magic. Son of a bitch. I just can't catch a break. Are we in focus?
Focus, Ben. Focus.
All right, I'm going to get a little water here, and then we'll go to this next one. This is a 14-year 100 proof, so I'm looking forward to this one.
Okay. High hopes. It's going to save the flight.
Probably costs $600 MSRP. With the way the rest of these have gone. Mm-hmm. Anybody know what the Hold Up 14-year costs? Oh, it's got a great nose again.
Oh, wow. This one has a more fruity, kind of like cherry, almost a peach vibe, which is weird. That's not a normal bourbon note.
I think that you're influencing me, but I'm now. As soon as you said it, of course, getting peach.
The traditional, the caramel and the vanilla a little bit, but yeah, there's some sort of like a fruity note there. Yeah.
Yeah, it smells really good. All right, let's get into it. I dropped my earpiece. I don't know why I even need this in. We're not using any sound. Can you guys hear the audio
That's
drops?
what she said.
Yes, Brian, we did get a sample of that. We've had it once before.
Somebody sent us a sample.
Yeah. And so we're excited to do that one again.
I like the finish on this 14 year. Like it comes
Yeah.
across well aged. It works well. Probably expensive. But it does have a really nice vanilla kind of like lasting burn.
Yeah.
Really light though. Like it's not an ethanol kick at all.
I was just going to say that. It's a bit smooth for 100 proof. All of these kind of drink below their proof.
I would agree. They do drink nice and mellow. They have good flavors, but I do feel, I don't know their exact prices, but I think they're probably a little heavy on their pricing.
Well, here's the thing. This one in the 50 or 60 or whatever it is, the 6-year 95 proof one, you could get a 1792 small batch.
Or rare
It's like
breed.
93.7 proof
Right.
for 30.
1792 full proof for 42-ish.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And that's one of the things with these brands that do, we're getting a little internet signal. Hey, drop a comment and let us know if our internet signal is holding up. Okay, now it went away.
Okay.
That's the one thing that we talked about this actually in, I think, the video that's coming out tomorrow. If you're a Patreon subscriber, you have the video available tonight, provided you posted it.
I did.
Okay.
The Old Oak.
Yep, Old Elk Double Wheat. And we mentioned in that, and I know this isn't an MGP source, but thank you, Tater Dom. But brands that source, and you have all these brands that are sourcing from the same distillery, and some of them charge super high prices, and they're not doing all that much different stuff to it, and then some, and so it just kind of makes you wonder, again, like I said before, is it that thing where it's like the brand wants to come across as more premium, so they charge more money?
And I think the answer is yes.
Steve Joe says the 15-year proprietor is supposed to be fantastic. Well, Steve, hang on. I think we might actually have it.
Stand by. We seriously have a lot of Lucky 7.
Lucky 7, the proprietor single barrel, aged 15 years, 117.7 proof.
Wow.
You want to get into it?
Do you want to? I have an extra glass.
All right, well, let's get the blend
Okay,
here.
let's get these out of the way.
It's only fair to try the blend real quick before.
Yeah. I mean, we are now going to kick it up to just about 400.
Then again, yeah, this is going to be over 400 proof, or almost 400 proof.
197,
Yeah.
and 95.
Almost 400 proof. And so I was going to go in ascending proof, and then, yeah, we blend them together. Now we got a 400 proof.
392 proof.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? This is a 5, and that's 7. Yeah.
The blend is meh.
Really?
Yeah, kind of.
It has a nice sweetness, but the first flavor you get is a nice kind of mellow caramel. The second flavor you get is water.
That's my problem with these.
Like-
And not so much maybe on the 100 proof ones, but those ones that are sub 100, there's way more, like, that's what I mean, they drink lower.
But while we both like and drink a fair number of high proof bourbons, we tend to still be okay with some 90-something proofers.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to
So-
do a video about that.
Yeah, but so I don't think, it's not like we hate all sub 100 proof whiskeys.
Nope, not at all. I think these drink like they're maybe in the 86
really,
proof range,
exactly.
to
Yeah,
me.
they drink below their advertised.
Okay, I'm going to get a
Proof.
new fresh glass. Do you have another glass? Oh,
I have one more.
So since we're trying this this one that's supposed to be amazing, let's get into it.
Oh, you haven't killed your sample yet? I seem to have like 1.5 ounce pour.
What, of the blend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait on that.
Okay.
Or do you want to kill this first? We could kill it.
No. I mean, we're going to go to 117 proofer, which is going to be such a step down from this.
I just killed that in one swig, which there wasn't much left. Having a nice bigger drink of it helps. You know? But even still, just taking that big of a sip should have been a little more aggressive than it was.
Yeah.
I apologize to the audience because when I drank that, that's probably the loudest swallowing sound.
That's what she said.
You guys can hear those, right? Okay, this is exciting.
Well, I don't know if it's exciting anymore. Who said it was supposed to be great? Was that Steve or Sugar King?
I think Steve said it was supposed to be amazing.
All right.
And this is a single barrel too, so.
So we tried their 4 kind of lowish to medium proof, and then we go right to the magic.
Yeah, this is nice and dark, it seems.
So obviously this is going to be sourced from either Barton or maybe Sugar Kitty said maybe their higher proof stuff could be MGP, I think.
Really? Did he say that? Did you say that, Sugar Kitty?
I think he said that some of their stuff could be could be MGP.
I almost find it when brands do that to be a bit frustrating.
Because
it's
some
interesting.
Are good, some are, it's awesome that you're selling a 15-year amazing bottle.
Like you never know what you're gonna get. Like the Heaven's Door. These Heaven's Door store picks are awesome. I would highly recommend picking some of these up. I know people see the Tennessee whiskey and they think it's probably Dickel, and so they shy away from it. But they're sourced from all over the place. Some of them are Kentucky, some of them are Tennessee, and so it's like you're buying a Heaven's Door store pick, but you're essentially getting a different brand of whiskey every time you do it. So there's just no rhyme or reason to it, which is fun in one day, but it can also be frustrating because you just have no idea what to expect.
Yeah. So Whiskey Juice just made a comment, and I think that's exactly where they're going. They're doing a really nice looking bottle, and they're trying to command a high price to elevate their brand. And
does it cost more money to make a nice looking bottle? I mean,
as opposed to a
shape-wise.
basic wine bottle, that's got to be the easiest because they make trillions of those.
Or a bottle like, what do I have that's here?
Like Four Roses, a custom bottle that they had done.
This bottle in particular, this shape,
A ton
of brands
companies
use
use
this
that
exact bottle.
Yes.
And so you can probably buy these in bulk for next to nothing.
So I'm guessing that bottle is slightly more than your generic wine bottle because it's a whiskey specific
I
one.
think you only got to make the mold once, right? And then you
Yeah,
make it.
but they literally make trillions of your generic wine bottle that
Right.
this is, the least expensive bottle
And then they
ever.
put Pappy Van Winkle in it.
And they put Pappy Van Winkle in the cheapest one because, reasons. And a real cork. Yeah, real corks matter.
Whiskey Wisdom. What's happening? Whiskey Wisdom. Let's see. I didn't say the high proof was MGP. I said there were some MGP is not the proprietor. That is known bar. Okay, good. Thank you, Sugar Kitty.
For
That's awesome.
clarification.
I'm going to rename my you-know-who that you can ask questions to. Rhymes with schmeshmexa. I don't want to say it because then she'll start freaking yapping about... Every time I ask that damn thing a question, now it offers me something else. Like, by the way, I can also play cards with you if you want. It's like, I just wanted to know what the weather is going to be like. Anyway, can you change the name of that yet to just whatever you want it to be? Because I'm going to name it Sugar Kitty. I started telling him, and then he's like, hey, Sugar Kitty, what's... how many ounces are in a cup or whatever?
There's no downside to that whatsoever.
I believe it's 8 ounces in a cup.
I believe you're right.
All right, let's get into this. So again, this is the Lucky 7, the proprietor's single barrel, 15-year, 117.7 proof. Cheers, everybody.
On the nose, well-aged cherry, molasses, wood spice, maybe a tad leathery. Let's see what it's like.
Oh, that is lovely. Whew. That's really good.
Milk chocolate. See, kids, this is how you do a bourbon. All you need to do is put it in a barrel and leave it there. I know you want to pull it out and sell it. Don't. Just leave it there for more than a decade. It's going to work out well.
Yeah, this is great.
It is. Oh,
You
boy,
can disable those in the... Oh, okay. Thank you, Whiskey Wisdom. Sugar Kitty. Can't name it to anything. God is my witness. I would change the name of mine to Sugar Kitty. You guys are spoiled. Well, these are samples from non-bike riding Dave Oglesain. So in that regard, yes.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Unless you're talking about something else. Yeah, this is amazing.
It's really, really off the charts. This is really good. No, it's probably crazy expensive.
That's the thing. So this is probably like $200.
Or more, who knows?
Or should I say lucky? Where's the... do I not have it on here? There we go. Again, provided they can hear those. Can you guys hear the sound effects? Nobody answered me on that. Can you hear that?
Is that Nugent?
Well, it's a cover of Nugent. That's Pantera doing.
Oh, Pantera's version.
Yeah, this is really, really good. This leans definitely into that. Okay, awesome. Definitely into that premium bourbon kind of category that we've talked about. Thank you, Mikey Likey Whiskey and Jeff. This really, really just ticks all the boxes. But now I'm really wondering what the price is on this.
Then why did they sell this?
So for what?
If they sell that, which is...
It ticks all the boxes.
Yeah, because it's probably... probably 200 plus. Yeah.
Potentially 200 plus. They're supposed to be more like 150, but have been put way up.
Yeah, stores have to, make a boat payment.
Well, I would tell you what, I don't know what the rarity is on this, but while this is a great, what?
He doesn't like cat scratch.
Sigh, yes, I hear cat. Do you not like that, Sugar Kitty? I can get way weirder cat sound effects to...
Yoko Ono. There's got to be a reference in there somewhere.
Oh, God. I don't know if Shredword is still here, but since I am the Dollar General Bill Burr, there was one time on Bill Burr's podcast, and this was like probably damn near 10 years ago, 8 years ago or something, where he talks, if you just Google Bill Burr podcast, John Lennon, Yoko Ono, and he's talking about a video he saw where John Lennon was playing a song with Chuck Berry live on something, and Yoko Ono, I'm assuming, insisted on joining them on stage.
I think I've seen this.
And then...
Not the podcast, but like...
and in the middle of it, she just starts making these weird noises and like chiming in.
Well, that was her thing.
Yeah, Chuck Berry's playing the song Memphis, and it's like this, cool. And then all of a sudden she chimes in, and Bill Burr goes on one of the best rants ever, just berating her for this and berating John Lennon and Paul McCartney for being like just so under the thumb of their women back in the day. That's not the term he used, but... Let's see. Steve Joe says Lucky 7 lists the proprietor at $150 on their website. Okay. It's out of stock, though. Okay. All right. Shredword still is here. So Dollar General Bill Burr coming in. So, yeah, as soon as we're done with the live stream here, obviously. Yes, Sugar Kitty. That's exactly. So maybe in the next one when we introduce Sugar Kitty, we just have a clip of Yoko Ono.
I'm not sure that's better.
But Sugar Kitty, you are the only one still that has their own sound effect just dedicated. Well, no, Bobby's got one. Yeah. Sorry, Bobby's got one as well.
Yeah.
So, but, that's pretty...
Maybe we mix it up. Like we get random cat clips or Cat Stevens from time to time.
That's exactly what we need to do. Bourbon Baller Lee is here. What's happening, Bourbon Baller Lee? I'm looking at the, whatever your profile picture is. That a bottle of Coy Hill?
No, well it's
some sort of Jack Daniel's special release.
The gold one, right?
I don't know.
I think it's gold. I think it's just a single barrel proof.
I think it's one of the special releases.
No, he's...
$100. Bourbon Baller Lee, put it in the comments. I want a bottle on 21090 with Yoko for what would piss Andy off the most. I want a bottle on 21090
with Yoko.
I don't understand that. Sugar Kitty's gone beyond our level of knowledge now. Cat Stevens, yeah, this is getting better with time.
Well, I could have gone with Karen Carpenter. There's got to be a way to tie Karen Carpenter into cats.
Not YouTube appropriate, there isn't. Let's keep this on the rails. So I read something interesting today, by the way.
Okay.
And I'm not going to hop on my phone and read the whole article, but I actually did come across an article. Mm-hmm. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about this. It was all about how, and it was a little unclear, but how Jack Daniel's Distillery sales have gone down this year. And also Woodford Reserve sales have gone down this year. Now, I don't know if that means Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 sales have gone down, because obviously everything else they put out, people buy.
Right.
But I found that interesting because it makes me wonder, A, is it just the Old No. 7 brand and just the regular Woodford brand? Or is it B, that now the bourbon market has gotten big enough that there are enough other brands out there to explore that people...
Well, I think we could be creating our own problem by pushing the market up, where everybody knows there's good bourbon and everybody's skipping the bottom shelf and they're buying middle shelf or upper shelf stuff. And so everybody ignores, Old No. 7.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of other competition for that entry level, just,
Yeah, just a Jack and Coke pour.
Yeah, you drink
a whiskey Coke, I should say.
Yeah,
a
100 mil, kind of a, day kind of people.
Yeah, I found that interesting that there's actually just distilleries where their sales are going down. And I wonder if there's so many brands like this, or there's, so much other sought after stuff where people, maybe we've gotten to that point in the bourbon boom where people want something different.
Or, okay, I have another theory. Everything, let's use Jack Daniel's as an example, but I think it's true of all the big distilleries. Mm-hmm. Everything they do that is special
it turns to gold.
Is going to absolutely turn to gold. They're going to make a ton more money. Mm-hmm. So if they release fewer barrels to go to the bottom shelf stuff, and they save more barrels for longer age, so they're actually selling less, putting less on the shelf, they're going to sell less, but in the coming years, they're going to sell more because there's more, cool special releases. So maybe it's their...
Yeah, it could be that.
Strategic.
But it says their sales are down, not that their product is not available, because Old No. 7's everywhere.
If you just look at the numbers, like if they sell, I don't know, X number of bottles this year and X number of bottles last year, and it's down, a poor reporter,
Yeah, it's just, I found that to be very interesting.
Because people are definitely buying bourbon, although I think there's a little bit of a
I just think there's
peak.
so much of it now, though, that
There's
people...
so many.
And I think part of the bourbon boom that's going on right now, that may be cooling a little bit.
On the YouTube side, I think, there's definitely maximum density for reviews and people hanging out and just, having fun, which is cool, but...
Steve, it said sales... I don't know if it said dollars. I think it just said their sales were down 1%. I could check on that real quick. But I just wonder that part of the bourbon boom is that people like us, and like probably most of you watching, actually want to explore so many other brands rather than being brand loyal. People just aren't really being brand loyal anymore if they're super into bourbon.
No, not at all. We're exploring... Lucky No. 7 tonight. Mm-hmm. We've explored Stellum and Remus and so many other brands recently. Yeah, to be honest, it's actually been quite a while since I bought a Jack Daniel's product or a Jim Beam product.
Well, because we've got the the bonded; those are available.
Yeah.
Everything else is
actually I bought
hard
a Jack
to get.
Daniel's bottle like 2 days ago.
What did you buy?
Everything. Bottle and Bond.
Oh, okay.
It's the whiskey of the year,
Oh, yeah, it was. Was that last year or this year? I didn't know.
A year ago.
So it said Brown-Forman, the maker of several spirits, said its Jack Daniel's whiskey fell 1% in the first half of the, now it's a freaking ad, current fiscal year. A sharp contrast when compared to the same time period a year ago when it rose 9%. That's a swing of 10%. Overall sales of the whiskeys fell 2% year over year, with Woodford Reserve sales falling 3% and Old Forester down 5%. A steep drop from last year's earnings report when sales of those premium brands jumped 39%.
See, like last year was like a boom. Like they set a record high, And the fact that we're now down from that record high is no surprise.
You're still up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you look at your investments and
Yeah.
it drops 5%. It's like,
Yeah,
you're
from
still
that
up
peak,
from the 15 you were up or whatever.
Exactly.
Oh, look at this, the man himself.
Oh, sure. He shows up late and he thinks he can just like walk in here and take over the stream since he gives us all the whiskey to review. Thank you so much, Mr. Dave.
Yeah, so Ryan Frank is here too as well. Cheers, buddy. But yeah, Dave Vogelsang is
wait a
here.
minute. He refers to himself as Ryan Frank?
Apparently. Ryan Frank check. There he is.
There he is.
Yeah. So, it's all right. Ryan Frank's a patriot. So yeah, Dave, we have been drinking our way through these Lucky 7 samples. So thank you so much for sending these. We are currently on. This is the last one we're gonna do. We're gonna save a couple for a different night, just because you can only drink so many. This proprietor
Shred
single
word
barrel.
trying to be eloquent and succeeding.
And being very oddly specific too.
That's right. Is it a gas or an electric dryer? You should have answered that.
Yeah, that cat could be suffering from, any number of
Carbon monoxide
immunodeficiency
poisons.
diseases, or could be trapped in any number of, household appliances. Let's see, whiskey juice. How many bottle haul?
Aiden!
Aiden's here. What's happening, Aiden? Let's see. I wonder if sales skyrocketed during COVID and are now getting back to normal. That's a great point.
So I think that's my theory.
Yeah, that's a really great point. So Dave just took a 2-day trip to Kentucky. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, yeah, Dave, right now we're drinking the Lucky 7 Proprietor Single Barrel, the 15-year. It's amazing. These 200 proofers were really good. The ones that were in the 90s we thought were a little bit drank lower than their proof point and definitely drank lower than their price point, according to what people are saying.
Yeah, people are saying price. Lucky 7 is trying to be high-end without actually releasing.
I'll tell you what we got. We got Bad Axe Bourbon in the house. What's up, Bobby?
What's happening?
Cat AIDS is a real disease. I'm here to bring awareness. Well,
Isn't it called CADES?
I don't know why that's so funny to me, but that's fucking hilarious. CADES, cat AIDS. Anyway, so yeah, these are great, but I feel like the price point on some of the lower proof ones is a little out of control. When again, you could just go get a 1792 small batch that I think drinks a little bit stronger. Okay, so what are we ending on here for a pour?
Yeah, I think we need to, okay.
You want to just balance it out and just do a 90 proof?
No.
You want to? I don't have to work tomorrow. You do, so I don't. We can drink whatever we want.
Oh, there. Yeah.
IV.
Immunodeficiency. I can't even say that anymore. Feline immunodeficiency virus. I'm guessing is what that is.
That would make perfect sense. Full-blown CADES. Not to joke about something tragic, but I always thought it was weird that the term full-blown, is that the most non-medical shit you have ever heard in your life used to describe a medical, like, can you imagine if you had something else and that, like, you had just any sort of a disease and, like, well, how bad is it? And doctor's like, it's full-blown, dude, it's fucking full-blown. Like, that's the weirdest way to describe any disease. It's not like stage 4 or advanced or whatever professional sounding word.
Everything I have to say could get us canceled. So
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to avoid it too. It's like you almost have to say the F word before it. You have to be like, it's fucking full blown.
No, that's not where I was going to go with this.
I'm sure it's not. I'm trying to steer the ship away from wherever. Full blown alcoholism. There you go, Shredward.
I want to try this weeded bourbon at 100 proof, smooth Ambler.
So we did a review of that. It's
Really?
different and it's not horrible, but it's going to be terrible after drinking this. I'm just giving you a fair warning.
Well, that's okay because that was terrible before they were drinking whatever we drank before. You want
This is the part of the live stream where Greg starts to not make sense.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Yeah, I'm going to have I'll have a little bit of this. This is on my Bottle Kill Hill, copyright Bad Axe Bourbon. Actually, Bobby's Bottle Kill Hill is where the empty bottles are. I've got kind of like a bottle death row up there where Well, that one's not on its way out.
Well,
but
it's still on death row. It just happens to be mostly full.
well, the thing is, I have another bottle of that actually on the shelf, so I had to make some room.
Yeah.
So any of my bottles that are starting to get down to there and below that I don't really care about displaying on the shelf to look cool.
Youthful, grainy, a wet field with maybe a wet horse.
But a nice cinnamon. I'm with you on all that. It's got a crafty note to it, but I think this is their own distillate, if I remember correctly.
It does have a nice, like,
It is bottled in Bond.
light brown sugar.
Full-blown laryngitis. I already took the cap off of that. Okay, we need to stop drinking, apparently. In the bedroom, it's okay. Ryan, Frank, I'm not sure which thing you're referencing here, but I'm just going to go ahead and give you one of
That's
these.
what she said.
Yeah, that's super craft whiskey smelling after drinking that 50.
but the
So we went
taste
from a
is good.
15-year age-stated cask strength single barrel to this.
Yeah, to a $45. Well, maybe more than that. I think
it costs a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
I got to tell you though, this is one of those ones, and I've referenced this. I will reference it in tomorrow's video. Today's video, if you're a Patreon subscriber, where the grain in this works well. You can
works well.
taste. It's a wheater, and you can really taste the wheat grain, and I just love that actually.
I really like this. It's got really nice flavors. I do agree that the concern is it's going to come across as youthful, but then it doesn't. It's a surprise.
Yeah, this is interesting. Now, I wouldn't say I 100% recommend this at the $50 or whatever,
I kind of like it.
but I do like it actually.
That's my line.
No, yours is, I actually really like
I
it.
actually really like it.
I'm just ripping you off in a subtle way. It's like, I like it actually, really. The 6-year proprietor single barrel is very flavorful for 6 years. So we do have that one as well.
6 year. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So we have the proprietor single barrel 6-year. So we're saving a couple of these for a different night, just because the other thing is when you're drinking new whiskeys, and especially ones that I kind of save the higher proof ones. There's also a double oak. The ones that seem like they might be a little bit more on the premium side. I didn't want to drink a bunch of whiskey and then you kind of get palate fatigue and then you don't really get the best side of them.
So
Isn't FBL a venereal disease? It probably is. I'm sure you could come up with something. Full-blown... Oh, is that laryngitis? Never mind. You know what? I'm not going to say it. Major Zero is here. What's happening, Major Zero? Moving right along.
That's right. Mayor.
Yeah, this is good. Hey, have you guys been watching the shorts? I know I've been putting out shorts lately because...
That's what she said.
Hey, Rare Barrel is here. Hey, what's going on, man?
Who is
Steve,
the
Rare Barrel.
Barrel.
Great full-blown stream, gents. So Rare Barrel is actually a fellow Minnesota...
It seems hard to say.
What? Full-blown stream?
No. Rare Barrel. Seems to be a little bit of a tongue twister.
Does that have anything to do with the 5 bourbons
well,
we
yeah,
had?
that could help. No, 6. We had a training bourbon.
That's right, we did.
We need to make that stick.
Training bourbon.
If you're not using the term training bourbon, you need to.
Hey, so Rare Barrel is a fellow Minnesota channel that he
Really?
started up a little while ago.
Okay.
Steve,
Where do you live and what's your checking account number?
please forgive me if I got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Steve. He doesn't say his name in every video, but from the videos I remember, I think it's Steve. And he does like bourbon hunting stuff and reviews, and he has friends on, stuff like that. So any mods that are in here, if you could go grab a link for Rare Barrel and throw that in the chat. I actually sent them a message on a video saying it'd be fun to do a collab sometime. So I've actually been meaning to...
Do we think he's like around here? I mean, Minnesota is a big state with a bunch of like trees.
Well, most of his, he could probably let us know, but most of his stuff is around the metro. But he did take a trip up to Spirits. Yeah, so that was really cool. That was actually the first video of his that I saw. So
He
that
could have
was
stopped
awesome.
by and bought us lunch. I mean, honestly.
You're right on. Okay. Glad I get that. I'm so bad with names that every time I meet somebody, 3 minutes later, I know their name because I remember them vividly saying it, but I'm insecure about even repeating it just because I'm so bad with it that You know what I mean? Like sometimes I don't even say your name just in case I get it wrong.
I agree, Guy.
Like,
That's
this
my
is-
co-host.
This Dave over here. Yeah, Steve is from Sacramento. Oh, Plymouth. Okay, perfect. That's right down the road. That'd be an easy collab.
Plymouth.
Yeah. Major Zero is already subbed to Rare Barrel. That's awesome. So this is hilarious. I think one of the comments that I put on one of Steve's videos is they were in a store and a guy came up to them while they were filming and said, hey, I just want to say hi. I've watched your videos before. And they're like, oh, cool. What's your name? Guy named Tucker. And I met that same guy at a liquor store because he had watched our videos.
That's awesome.
So Tucker, I don't know if you're watching this stream or if you're ever going to watch this stream, but if you ever hear this, Tucker has his finger on the pulse of all things Minnesota whiskey channels.
Minnesota
yeah,
whiskey
he's got it
and
dialed
bourbon.
in.
That's
I
awesome.
met him at a Total Wine. It just happened to stop, and he's like, "Oh, I was just watching your video on the way here."
Full-blown Total Wine?
Full blown Total Wine, absolutely.
We just probably should...
Hey,
like-
you know what? We should start our own brand of bourbon.
I don't like where the sentence is going to go.
And we call it full. Well, the cask strength version will be full blown.
Of course.
The full blown version. In the bedroom, the term full blown is okay. Good gosh, you two lushes, good vibes. Well, Ryan, we get lost in the comments here, and we never know if you guys are talking back and forth to each other. Finger on the pulse. That's
What she said.
Sugar Kitty with it. Let's give Sugar Kitty some more love. We love hearing it so much.
I'm telling you, next week it's going to be Cat Stevens. Morning is broken.
Now that I've lost everything to you. Aiden, I wish I was fully blown. Well, I mean, you know, it's Christmas. Put that on your wish list. Go sit on Santa's lap and tell him that. See what happens.
You had to go there.
One of you is going to end up with a lawsuit on your lap. I don't know if it's Aiden or Santa, but somebody's getting sued in that situation. Or married. Who knows? You never know how these things are going to work out. Not saying I would recommend trying it. I'm going on a cannabis charcoal mellowing. If they won't allow me to call it a straight bourbon, it will be named bent bourbon. Going to do like you do the cannabis burnt charcoal mellowing. Okay, gotcha. That'd be interesting. I think the only thing you could do the charcoal with would be the stock, so that wouldn't have any sort of THC or psychoactive effects. Probably have a flavor though, I would imagine. Long branchy. Okay, gotcha.
What was this Long Branch thing? Yeah, we know about mesquite in Long Branch.
I like the Major Zero, the blue
Sugar
full
Kitty,
blown.
I
the blue
appreciate
full
that you
blown.
now refer to him by his real name now. He does.
That's Yusef, yeah.
Yeah, he does use both, but Yusuf is his more.
Did we just dead name Cat Stevens?
Well, no, that's still his stage name for some people. Some people only know him by the old name.
Baker Drink said, did you guys film a bunch before this stream? You seem extra happy this evening. No, I think that, and honestly, I'm not even drunk, but definitely getting, I'm starting to notice the 6
Yeah,
bourbons
I would
that
agree.
we've sampled here tonight.
But see, this is what you can expect when you start with a training bourbon. I really want that to catch on.
Yeah, a training bourbon. We originally stole it from Chad from It's Bourbon Night, the Control Bourbon.
Oh,
That's where that came from. But training bourbon, I like it.
yeah.
Yeah. We're just training wheels. Steve Joe said it is full-blown dead naming. Okay, well, now we're canceled. Son of a bitch.
I don't even know what dead naming is.
Well, typically it's referred to if somebody changes their identity and you call them by their previous name.
Oh, is that a thing?
We're canceled. We dead named Cat Stevens. So, obviously this has been a fun run. This will obviously be our last stream. The FBI is going to be here soon, I'm assuming, to kick in the door and let us know that we,
Pretty sure he released a new song a couple years ago, and it still said Cat Stevens. It also had Yusuf Israel, or Yusuf
Islam.
is.
Good Lord. Now we're just
Yeah,
not even dead naming. We're like, what's worse than dead naming?
misstating. Oh well.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we should probably wrap this stream up because we're hitting that 7 o'clock point. I noticed, by the way, that Steven is back making videos. I didn't check to see if he's going live tonight, but usually Steven at Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. RIP Bourbon Note, yes. Usually he goes live after we do. He hasn't been around for a while because he's been traveling and doing maybe some reserves sort of stuff.
Yep.
But he's back. I know he's in Japan. He mentioned that in his last video.
Okay.
Brought some bourbon back. So yeah, so I don't know if he's going live at 7, but I would imagine he's going to start doing that again pretty soon. But usually we go until 7. It's probably a good time to pull the plug on drinking more bourbon at this point. Whiskey Mountains is coming up next. Okay, yeah, go check out Whiskey Mountains. She does a great job.
I don't know that channel either. I'll check it out.
So, thank you guys all for participating. This was awesome, a lot of fun. Like, comment, subscribe if you're not already. Check out the Patreon. I just put out another blending video. We do blending videos like once every week or two. So that's always fun. We uploaded the whole bourbon collection and put it on the wheel, select how many we're going to blend, and then we blend. Well, I should say because we haven't done one together yet. Yep. That's usually just something I do when I'm bored and we can't get together to film because it gives me something to do.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of fun. So check out those videos. And yeah, thank you very, very much for joining in.
Until next time.